right, welcome back, everybody, to the SilmFilm Script Discussion, Season 2, Episode 9. 8, 7, I don't care anymore, there's numbers, so awesome.
Marie says 6.
I'm going to go, we're coming down to, Marie says 6. I'm not sure.
I said 5 last time.
I know you said 5 last time. Anyway,
that's what we're basing it on, right?
I'm pretty sure you said 3 the time before that. But,
I can only count to 4. I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 episodes of this, I guess. I'm just now I'm in the Hamilton reference mood. Sorry.
Well, we'll see if we can survive that.
I'll try to not do that every time.
Awesome. So, oh, I forget. If you're watching this on YouTube in the future, you will find down below a bunch of links. One of them is to Mythic Forward, first June 4th of 2017. Big exciting conference. Not Prince. Other word starting with con.
There might be a concert. I don't know.
There may be. They want to do some kind of music stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not planned yet, so.
Yeah. That will be happening. It's really exciting. It's way more exciting than I sound because I'm not feeling very well right now. So, anyway, back to our episode today. We're coming close.
So we're in Act 3 now.
So, yes, we're in Act 3. Feanor and Nerdanel had their argument, and who does she go to immediately after?
Melkor?
And Melkor, yeah, Melkor expresses his deep concern.
And yeah,
I feel like this could be a part. I feel like this could be a part where Melkor could even say something to the effect of like, "Look, I've spent a lot of energy on things before like this, and it doesn't end well." Like,
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
because and he is probably even at that point sincere. Like, yes, I don't want to do that again, but he'll get sucked into it when he like goes evil again and needs that power. But like right now, he doesn't need that power. He just wants certain things.
Right.
But he could basically, again, like I don't think he has altruistic motives, but he definitely speaks from experience when he says, "Hey, I've done this before.
Yeah.
It's bad for you."
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good idea because what that's going to do, the people who are like, nope, he's a bad guy. No.
Exactly.
They're lying. Might make that conversation make them go, "Is he a bad guy? He's a bad guy, right?" It might make them question themselves a little bit.
I would want him to say something along the lines of, he needs help from people who know this better, though. Like, there has to be something that's still self-aggrandizing a little bit about, because it's got to still sound like Melkor.
Yeah.
Yes.
It should also sound like legitimate concern.
Right.
Because Nerdanel was concerned, and Melkor's ingratiating. That's his primary characteristic right now in this timeline, is being ingratiating. So he's being solicitous to her concerns.
Yep.
Okay. Climax. So, is there anything else that we need to unpack before we start getting into Act 4?
There's one more scene that we could work in, probably in Act 3, and that is Eredhel, the daughter of Fingolfin, wants to run off and spend time with Celegorm and Curufin, the sons of Feanor. And she's like a 14-year-old girl at this point, the host requested. And it's to kind of show that she's a little bit rebellious and doesn't do what her father says, because her father is maybe telling them to stay away from Feanor already.
And it's always quietly going the wrong way?
She just... Yeah. That's...
Yeah.
On the boards, it came up that Eredhel has a terrible sense of direction. So...
I like the idea of not like pointing that out, of just like
Mm-hmm.
just
Right. There's supposed to be some repeated subtle references to it that will eventually, which will seem amusing at the time, but eventually be less funny.
Yeah.
When she gets lost in Nine Elma.
So
that's a bad place.
It is, isn't it?
There are so many really bad places, including in Tolkien, including two named Goragora. Like, it was so bad they had to name another bad place after it.
Yeah, yeah. But Nine Elma is the place where Thingol and Melian met.
Yes.
So it's not entirely bad. It just became bad after Eel moved in.
Yeah, after the bad neighbors moved in and the neighborhood went downhill and like.
Yeah, yeah.
all right. So what we should do is we can have that scene in Act 3, and then have a scene in Act 4 where we see Arathel like Arathel, his awesome new dog.
I'm sorry, we see Arathel, what?
Well,
I didn't hear you.
oh, this little convoluted story arc that we're creating here, scene in Act 4 with Arathel with his awesome new dog.
But
What dog are we talking about? Just a dog, or is
Come on, we had a scene back at what?
it
I'm
keeps
very
cutting out
confused.
right when you talk about the awesome dog, and I'm not sure what we're talking about.
Okay.
Are we talking about
Juan? If we get a scene in Act 4,
right?
Does
run into Kelgorm, and Kelgorm has his awesome new dog.
Oh, that can go find her. Like basically he says, "Oh yeah, I've got this dog named Huan, and I bet you he could help us find her, or something like that." Or are you saying that she wants to see the dog? Or are you saying that she just wants to see this new dog? Like, oh, I've heard he's got this awesome dog. I know that.
No. All I'm saying is that if we have in Act 3 a scene, Arathel expresses a desire to go and visit with Kelgorm.
Yes. Okay.
And then a scene in Act 4 where they actually are in the same scene together. An awesome new dog.
Okay.
So in Act 3, we see her telling her parents that she wants to go hang out with them, or her parents telling her not to hang out with them, or however we're going to work her family situation. And then we see the follow-up. Or, Fingolfin could be saying something to Fingon about the amount of time he spends with Maedhros, son of Feanor, and how he shouldn't spend so much time with his cousins. And Arathel is there, but not getting yelled at because maybe that's not as known of a situation yet.
Gotcha.
And so she's hearing her parents say that we don't approve of this, and then she runs off and does it anyway.
Gotcha. Okay, I like it.
That might work.
I do feel that we need to see a montage of Feanor's decline to the Silmarils. And
Yes, I'm
like success with the light on his face.
So he should look very harsh in the light of the Silmarils.
We can do that.
Because I'm trying to figure out how we're going to show him wasted away or emaciated. I mean, the actor's not going to actually be emaciated at the end of the episode.
Just with makeup.
Makeup. Yeah. Okay. So just to make him very gaunt looking.
Right. Lighting and makeup can do that just fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I understand. I was just trying
Keep
to.
it up, I promise.
I know. Hey, I have friends who can do some awesome tricks with makeup.
Yeah.
Including one of them who can make herself look just like Richard Armitage. So, you know.
To make herself look just like who?
Richard Armitage, the guy who plays Thorn.
Oh, ew.
She looks like Thorn Oakenshield. She has an amazing Thorn costume, including the look on her face. It's perfect. To the point that every single time I show someone the picture, their reaction is, "That's a girl." No one believes it's a girl under there.
So we get out. So we get the montage of Feanor completing the Silmarils.
I like the idea of, like, at the end, light playing into, like the light shining off of the space shows a look on us that's, like, not good. Like, I think of the scene, it's a slightly different context, but I think of the scene, the Cracks of Dune scene from Lord of the Rings movie, and how the light just added
When he's looking up, well, I was thinking, look on the ring, and he's looking at it with the last moment before his eyeballs boil.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they won't boil, but yes, I know what you mean. Like, as if, like, he's almost crazy with it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
we can
fun
see
stuff.
the light. We can flare to the point where it wants out the screen, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what would be interesting is if we do the naming of Amrod and Andra the beginning of the episode, like that's the gathering that has them all together. Interesting is if we get the wedding, the other option that we talked about, we get that at the and Feanor, who hasn't shown up, walks in, Silmarils on his brow.
Yeah, okay. So it would be a parallel to Melkor having wrecked Tulkas' way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
To have Feanor walk in and essentially wreck Turgon's wedding. And Turgon is going to be one of the three cousins who's most anti-Feanor.
Yeah.
Although, do we want to have Feanor ring?
Well, it doesn't have to ruin it, but certainly takes the attention away. Like,
Yeah,
it was a party.
And it's also not intentional. He may not even realize.
He's got to know that what he just did was pretty awesome. He's not dumb.
Well, what I'm saying is he's been in his workshop for.
Right. Oh, you mean he doesn't know there's a wedding going on? Okay. Right. If he doesn't even know about the wedding, that's fine. I thought you meant that he like just happened to show up at a wedding with the three Silmarils on his head, like,
No.
I don't understand at all why someone might have a problem with this.
Right. Yeah, it's like I totally wear white dresses at people's weddings all the time, and no one thinks anything of it.
So we get that's like the climactic moment of the episode. We get everybody in awe, like just awe of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And are we going to have Varda come over?
That was my next question.
Because Varda's probably not just sitting there at Turgon's wedding.
We can do that.
Unless all weddings get blessed by Varda or something random like that. I don't know.
We haven't done that. We've had a bunch of weddings and not done that.
We could, if we decide that's a thing, we could put her in all the other wedding scenes. It wouldn't be a big deal.
That's true.
We could just digitally put her in there. Oh wait, no, we haven't written the thing yet, so we can just have her in there. We don't have to super.
Right, we can decide now that Varda gets to be at all weddings. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but we can make it a thing. We're going to show two other weddings before this.
We could do that. We could alternatively, where he shows up amongst the Valar with the stones, and they are also stressed. And Varda gives a benediction of some sort on them in Hallows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be cool, though this might take too much time, but it could be cool to, like, almost have the Valar notice all the way from like, the Holy Mountain. Like, they're not even near. They almost like the way that you know that they know this is they send an eagle asking for Feanor to show up. Like,
yes,
we noticed
I love
you did
that.
something cool. Please come and visit us as soon as possible. We need to see these things up close.
Yes, I like that because it shows that even if the Valar aren't there, they're still paying attention to everything that goes on.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit of a creepy big brother is watching you.
Yes. Yeah. It could be read, definitely can be read that way.
Right. And this time it's not because it's we're so proud of you. We want to congratulate you. But the next time they're going to say, and you're banished from Tyrion now for 12 years because we saw you pull that sword. Yeah. I mean, that's what's the next time the Valar call out Feanor, it's not going to be so cool.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, like leading up to it this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to have the look back and forth between Melkor and Nerdanel at there? Or do we want to have that at the hallowing ceremony?
At the hallowing ceremony.
Yes.
Because the first except Melkor wouldn't be at the wedding. Yeah, so it's at the hallowing ceremony.
Yeah, there's just no reason Melkor would be there.
Isn't there?
It is Turgon's wedding, though. Turgon. Remember they went...
That's true. That's true.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure about that? Don't die on us. They did request that Melkor be a little freaked out by Turgon, and then they turned around and said, but wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. So it's it makes more sense to have Melkor's uneasiness around Turgon show up in his fortune teller scene where he says something about Turgon's daughter. That would be a little bit more relevant than just randomly being afraid of Turgon.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do that, and then what? Is there anything else that we're missing?
So the frame, if we do the Mirror of Galadriel, the point of it was to kind of show a life in Valinor segment.
Uh-huh.
The opportunity for life in Valinor. Is there anything in particular she should see in the mirror?
Aqualon.
Should she see Feanor, for instance?
Say again?
Should she see Feanor's workshop?
We can actually dip back into the see Feanor making Silmarils along with others.
Yeah, like I definitely would want to show the two trees because that's something she's never seen in her life. So, so Arwen would be interested in the two trees. I don't know what else Arwen would be really connected to in Valinor.
Yeah, that's true.
To be connected to Galadriel.
Right, and so Galadriel's there. So if you wanted a second scene with Galadriel, it could be in the montage in the mirror.
Yeah.
I don't know what Galadriel would be doing.
I mean, it could just be ephemeral, like
you can see,
like like I feel I feel like the young Galadriel scenes could be just very. Let me think. I think a cool thing for the young Galadriel scenes, or that one in the montage, might just be she doesn't say anything. She's just doing something, maybe playing, maybe doing something, and like I feel like not all the mirror scenes have to be like, and she saw something momentous happen. It could just be like, well, she has a connection to Galadriel. So she sees Galadriel as a young child, and that would be kind of cool for Arwen in a sense.
Scenes of like Galadriel and Aradel playing in some way, which shots where. What?
Tolkien wrote a bunch of different stuff for Galadriel's early life, so we can pick and choose from it. But one thing he did say was that she like would run races against the other kids and win and stuff.
Against the boys.
So her running in a race.
Yeah.
Would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just her running in a race would be a thing that fits into what Tolkien wrote. So I see that would be a great example of what we could have in that montage. But
yes,
it certainly doesn't have to be a race. They could be playing tag. I mean, it's not that particular.
Well, actually, that could be like from the frame, or segue from the frame into the.
Yeah. Is
instead of starting it with Fëanor and Melkor, starting with Galadriel girl playing with Aradel at the beginning of the episode. So that's her.
That would put the focus on the visual of Galadriel very early, so that would have a positive effect. Because we know Fëanor is going to really notice her. Well, her hair. So if the viewer is already keyed into her as an interesting person, then when Fëanor picks up on it, it'll kind of make sense, I guess. Maybe.
Okay. And maybe the only problem out of the mirror scene before we go into the main story, it may appear that she's seeing the entire. We don't necessarily have to make that to say that that's what's happening. I feel like people are going to think that that's what's happening.
Yeah, I saw that as well. But it might be that the way we work this frame is that whatever we do in the very beginning, we set up Arwen talking to Galadriel about, and Galadriel saying, I would like you to come visit my mirror today. You know, kind of like the setup that that's going to happen, but don't show it yet. And then somewhere maybe in the middle of the episode when we need a montage, we show Arwen actually looking in the mirror and seeing a montage, including some of the scenes we need and some of the things she needs to see, like the trees and like Tyrion and young Galadriel. Like she'll see those scenes, but we'll also see some of the other things we need with Fëanor maybe. I don't know. And then we'll have Arwen pull back from the mirror so that we see that was she just saw the montage, and then
go into the rest
and then
of the
go back
episode,
into
okay.
Have her and Galadriel talk about
I like centering. I like centering the centering the mirror experience around Galadriel, because then it makes a lot more sense that this is a guided of the mirror. Because
and if Galadriel is standing right there,
showing her experiences.
Yeah, that works. And when you were mentioning earlier that Nerdinel would have like a whole collection of statues of the Valar, that could be what's decorating like around her workshop, like up. There's a whole row of them around, like, which would kind of be reminiscent of religious architecture. So we have to really think about whether or not we want to do that. But the relationship between the elves and the Valar.
I don't really have a problem with doing that at all.
No, but the problem, it's not a big problem, it's a potential problem. Tolkien never has any of his good guys build shrines. The only temples or shrines in Middle-earth are evil. They're usually built to Melkor. So the implication is that the way the good guys
handle that there's worship. There's certainly implication that before Sauron shows up, there's worship of Iluvatar on the Minotaur.
Right, but there's no shrine there. It's just they go stand on the top of the mountain. So
yes.
The point is that Tolkien very much avoided the graven images issue in Elvish culture. So if we have a collection of statues of the Valar that are displayed in a way that looks kind of like statuary you would find in a church or a shrine or a temple or something, we should be very careful how we do it.
Well,
she's not going to burn incense up under the
a single shelf that's up there and bum, 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 bum.
Okay, that's probably fine.
Like that much.
And there's no incense burning under them. It's all
there's
fine.
no
But it's
candles.
That's probably what we should do. Yeah.
I don't need to bring it up because it was something Tolkien was very careful about, to the point that people think he left religion out of his story.
Right.
Because there does not seem to be any organized religion.
Yes.
And there are no buildings for religious purposes. So it's very...
Honestly, it didn't even occur to me to think of it in religious terms.
Fair enough. I just wanted to ask the question to make sure we knew what we were trying to do with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand. You're basically trying to avoid, like, the statues, essentially. Right? I
didn't want it to be like household gods.
Yeah, okay.
Where you burn incense in front of them every day before you work just because it's like, doesn't sound very Elvish to me.
Should be, yeah.
But sorry.
Sorry. The only thing I was thinking of is okay. We get this montage. What Galadriel and Arwen talk about after the episode.
At the end. Yeah. I think that Arwen should be surprised by something that she saw. Something was not how she expected it to be. I don't know what. Thought the trees were beautiful, and I imagine the trees are beautiful, so like, I'm not sure there's anything surprising there. But
that's my nervousness about putting the trees in it, because how do we not comment then on the fact that the trees aren't there anymore? Or they don't talk about it because it's not like everybody knows the trees aren't there anymore, so they don't.
I think it's okay because Arwen can be like, I never got to see them or anything. Like, we can have them talk about the trees without it being clear to the audience what happened to the trees.
Right.
And we don't have to flat out say, and the trees are going to be destroyed in 200 years, or 12 years.
Well, she can say the trees were more lovely than I could ever. And she specifically used the past tense, but that could just as easily.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they were in the vision she just saw, because she's no longer having a vision.
Right, exactly. Something ambiguous where she clearly know the trees are destroyed, so they won't say anything about them currently being there, but they don't have to call it out for the audience in a way that makes it clear what's going to happen.
They don't need to tell each other this.
Right, exactly. It's known. It is known.
I mean, if you think about it, like, it's one of those things that is just there, like, just like the sun is there for us. Like, we don't talk in a way that's like, well, the sun, guys, the sun's there. You know that, right? Like, we don't do that. We just assume it comes up and, goes down every day. Like, in this case, like, the trees being gone is such an established fact that, like, basically, I could just see Arwen saying something like, they're more beautiful than I could have imagined. Like, heck, something could be more beautiful than you could have ever imagined and still be there,
Right.
Like, you could say that, you've just never seen it.
Right.
So like, I think something like that doesn't, necessarily mean that.
On a very meta level, I imagine that people who and don't even realize that there's any literature behind it could possibly make an argument on in the far future saying, no, the people who made the show clearly didn't know that they weren't going to have point when they were doing season 2, because there was this scene where Arwen, they didn't say anything about the fact that the trees aren't there anymore. So clearly they didn't know when they made that episode.
But that's okay. We don't care about those kind of critics.
Right.
No, this is a fan who doesn't realize that there's any more to this.
Yeah. I don't know what Arwen would get out of the vision, though. Like, it's her first time seeing Valinor. So Galadriel's point in showing her is like, see, Valinor is a wonderful place that you want to go to someday. That is your destiny. But Arwen obviously doesn't quite buy that. So I have some reservation in what she said. Even though she's like, wow, the trees are more beautiful than I ever imagined. There has to be some, like, but.
Yeah.
So does she possibly see?
No.
Does she possibly see? Is one of the things maybe she sees the conversation that between is it Curinthier and is he one of the sons, and then Aronwe.
Celegorm and Arome?
Yes, Arome. Yes, Celegorm and Arome. I always get the C L's messed up because
it's Celegorm.
they're long C names.
All you need to know is C's are bad.
Yes. And they're the bad guys. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. But she could see that conversation and pick up on the thing that Celegorm kind of picks up on, which is the fact that, like, oh, Middle Earth is way more interesting than Valinor. Like, because that's what he's supposed to get out of the conversation, right? That Middle Earth is much more intriguing.
But it's all the same. She could say something like that, but it's all the same.
Right. Yeah, it's all the same, you know? And I think she gets that because in the montage should be that conversation. Because, one, that conversation isn't that long. Although, I don't know if
except it happens.
The problem is, I think it needs to fit somewhere else. Yeah.
I don't know when we're going to montage, but that's true. That's a little early. But
that's true. Yeah.
But we can definitely show it. The montage could show Orome out hunting to remind us of that scene, and then
yes.
I mean, it could still be in there if just as a quick shot, and then at the end when she says, "But it's all the same," there, the viewer will remember that she saw it. It'll all work.
Yeah.
And the idea with that is, Galadriel is not someone who pushes people to make the decision she wants them to make.
Right.
Galadriel is very much, I just present things to you and you make your own choices. She's very, very elvish that way.
Yes.
Same with Elrond. And Galadriel wants to go back to Valinor. Yeah. And obviously she hopes that Arwen will also choose to go to Valinor someday because she likes Arwen and would like her to go with her. But her own choice. Yeah. So Galadriel is going to be the one who sets up Aragorn and Arwen.
Yep.
Not a couple, really. Like, even though we're going to be like, oh, we're going to show Aragorn and Arwen meeting in the Bran and Luthien story. Yeah, we can show that, but they're not going to actually get together as a couple.
Right.
Arwen's not going to give Aragorn the time of day when they meet. He's only a 20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But when they do get together, it's because Galadriel's like, come here. Let me dress you up all fancy and send you out to meet my granddaughter.
Right.
Who's suddenly super impressed with you because you're dressed like an elf prince. Like, that's all Galadriel. She could have told Aragorn he's not allowed in Lothlorien because mortals aren't allowed there. Like, Galadriel had the ability to stop that.
Yeah.
And instead she was like matchmaker.
Yeah.
So this Mirror of Galadriel scene might help for Arwen's growth, but it should also show Galadriel recognizing that Arwen's heart is in Middle Earth.
Mm.
Yes.
And being okay with that. Like, Galadriel accepts other people's choices.
Yeah.
The person who's moving forward in this episode is not necessarily Arwen, but Galadriel.
So, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anything else that we want to?
That's all I can think of.
I think we're good. Okay.
Yeah. I think we got all the scenes we needed to in somewhere.
What's that?
I think we got all the scenes we needed in somewhere, except possibly we don't have a scene specifically between Melkor and Fingolfin. Which I don't know if we need
the next episode. Yeah, no, because I think if we set up the scene.
Yeah. Oh, right, because the fortune telling scene will have Fingolfin in it. Sorry. Yes, that's right. Okay, I just want to make sure we didn't need it. But we can.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can do that later.
Well. Hello, everybody. It's been an awesome evening. We got a lot done. If you are watching this on YouTube in the future, definitely like or share them. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe. Check out the links below for a whole bunch of other stuff, including the link to Myth Moon 4, which is taking place in June 1st through the 4th. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, have a great night, everybody.